Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
So Prabhupada starts by commenting that divine vision. It is also called Pareshanubhava. It is not easy to get. To get divine vision, you should be divine first. There are two kinds of people, divine and demoniac people. There is one chapter. So you want to get divine vision, you should be a divine person. You cannot be a demonic person and have divine vision. And to be divine person, the definition is Vishnu Bhakte Bhavai Deva Asura Tat Viparyayaha. Many times people today in the society, they want one person, I don't know how much he argued, we want dharma without God. They want some values. Most of the people in the society, they want values without God. Nothing to do with God, and they want values. True? That's a general society. You tell them you want to teach values, yes, you can teach, but don't talk about God. And they don't understand this is not possible. Yasyas bhakti bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunai tatra samasate suraha harav abhaktatya kuto mahat guna manorathena satidhavato bahi. What is the meaning? The person who becomes a devotee of Krishna, yasyas bhakti bhagavati akinchana, he gets all the good qualities. Sarvai guna tatra samasate sura. All the good qualities of devatas automatically manifest in him. Because actually, the soul is the son of the Lord. It is also pure like the Lord. Bhagavad Gita says, Pavitram Paramam. The Lord is supremely pure. And we being son of God are also pure. The example is given of rainwater. When rainwater falls on the ground, it becomes muddy. But originally it was pure. So similarly, a soul also is actually pure. But when by some sadhana, Shanvatam Sakata Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtanaha Hridyantastuya Bhadrani Vidunoti Suharsatam. When we accept the process of Krishna consciousness and when the heart is clean, naturally all the good qualities come out. Because already it is there. It's very simple to understand. Suppose I am having cold infection. Then what happens? My cold infection is not allowing me to exhibit my healthy nature. Correct? I have to again and again lift this. Is it my healthy nature? No. Because I am having some cold or some sinus. So whenever fan is there, I have to do some natak. Correct? Is it my healthy nature? No. Because of the cold, my healthy nature is hidden now. And artificially some new behavior is imposed upon me. So similarly, the soul can only serve Krishna. Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakta. It is the Nitya Siddha. In that way, soul is Nitya Siddha. It eternally stays Nitya Siddha. He is the servant of Krishna. He can only go into slumber, that's all. He cannot forget Krishna. That is there in the core of the heart. Therefore, Prabhupada says, we are not imposing Krishna consciousness in the whole world. Otherwise, where is the spirit to preach them? You are not giving a new psychology, you'll feel a little peaceful. Not nonsense. It's already there in the soul. Krishna Bhakti is already there. Shavanadi Shujja Chitta Karayodaya. When a person agrees only to this much, how much he agrees? To chant and hear Shravan Adi. There are Navavidha Bhakti. When he agrees to begin the process of Krishna consciousness, how does it begin process of Krishna consciousness? By Shravanam. When he begins the process of Krishna consciousness by Shravanam, what happens? Karayodaya. Krishna Bhakti arouses and he feels so blissful. So this is where the people are making mistake. Whole society, everybody. First thing, they did not know values are needed. They thought, everybody is skilled, they have good marks, everything is fine. Get people educated, all problems of society will be solved. But today we are having educated drunkards, educated drug addicts, educated. All this money stealing was done by uneducated people. What? Well, educated people are only caught stealing. Legal crime. They try so much that you cannot, even you catch many of them, they have to release after some time. There is no evidence. Circumstantially, he has done, we know. But get evidence. There is no evidence. They use all their intelligence to cheat. You cannot do anything. Like so many things, I think they got a probe. Yes, it was a corruption and somebody has taken money. Get an evidence, you cannot get any evidence. The educated people. So just by making somebody educated, that's what one time society thought about this. Just make people educated, all problems for society will be solved. In fact, Srila Prabhupada used to laugh sometimes. He said this education is not complete. What are they learning after the education? Girls are learning how to kill the child in the womb, the greatest sin possible. Anybody kills a child, it is fine. Well, it is bad. But mother killing the child is very serious. We have in Bhagavatam that instance, Uttara runs to Krishna. That I may die, but my child should not die. She is acting like a mother. True or not? But today they tell, no, one leg is a little teda. Something they see is one doubt. Kill him, kill him. We don't want him in this world. Oh, no, but they don't understand what are you doing. Nowadays, something little new, modern. If one finger is less, kill him. We don't want him. Kill him. Just imagine, can you do like this in the world? You find some people who's got one finger less. Kill him, kill him, kill him. They will start that also one day. Today they are in the womb, tomorrow it will start outside. I told that joke, no? One lady went to a doctor and she told the doctor, I am pregnant, but I am a child who's grown up. See, this, I already have this wonderful child and I am pregnant again. I don't want one more child. So please help me. So doctor said, I'll do one thing. I'll kill this one. And she ran away. So this is a great, as the Prabhupada said, therefore, what is this education? They are learning from education how to do the greatest sin possible. What is this education? So can't we understand? This education is not complete. Okay? Even from moral standpoint, it is not complete. In fact, Srila Prabhupada says, the colleges and universities today, unfortunately, have become hubnet of sinful activities. Place of learning is called a temple. Correct? They all band or temple is there. They will have knowledge is worship. Big slogans will be there. All drama like a temple is there. Morning gathering will be there. Blah blah. They will all schools. We all gather together. Something just like we do some sadhana. They also have some natak. But what is the result of that? The place is hubnet of sinful activities. Nowadays, youth learn how to take drugs in schools and colleges. How to drink in schools and colleges, all the affairs between boys and girls, the source is schools and colleges. True or not? All the sinful activities are taught in so-called temples of learning. So-called temples of learning. There is something very, very much wrong. We are missing something. It is all created with a good intention, no doubt on it. No, the intention is wrong, but something is missing. So they understood one platform. We should have values. We should teach values. We should teach. But how do you teach values without introducing God? Is it possible? It is not possible. It is not possible. It will not last. Just like Srila Prabhupada used to say, you follow the 4 regulations, you'll immediately come to Sattva-guna. Anybody. It's not very difficult. Many devotees, when they come to know Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, first thing they question, I want to be Sattva-guna. What should I do? So Prabhupada says, strictly follow the 4 regulations. No intoxication, no glamorous, no meat. But Prabhupada said, you cannot unless you chant Hare Krishna. Therefore, first when he went to America, his god brother had gone to England to try, because England was much bigger country previously than America, correct? British was the center. So Gaudiya Math, that was time, they sent some people and they went to Britain and went to London. And there was one very famous person who was British chief in India, I think called governor or whatever, viceroy, very famous person, and he had gone with a very good impression of Indian culture. So when they went there, first they looked for him and they met him, because Calcutta was also the the capital of India? When at the time the Delhi became the capital? Which year? Initially it was Calcutta. Later it became. So then what happened? They met him. Yes. And they asked, he was very keen. He said, I was in India, I like the place so much. I want to become a Brahmana. What should I do? I think Lord Jetland. Prabhupada took his name, Lord Jetland or something. So Prabhupada, not Prabhupada, so some God was the Prabhupada. They said, yes, it's very easy to become a Brahmana. You give up intoxication of all variety. You give up meat eating of all varieties. You give up gambling of all varieties. And you give up illicit sex of all varieties. He said, impossible, and went away. So suppose somebody says, you please come to schools and colleges, teach values. You go to 8th class. And moral science class is the noisiest class. Isn't it truth or not? Noisiest. Either people make noise or they sleep. True. And you want to, can you teach? It is not possible like that. It's not just to go tell some stories. Somebody tell some stories, no? There was one person that happened and inspired. It's not possible. Therefore, when you look at how Prabhupada did it, when he went to America, he was very, very, very careful. What did he do first? He introduced them to Nama Sankirtana and when they became little purified, to the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. The same process was adopted by Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya and the public used to do Harinam. So the more and more people would come and enjoy the Harinam. The next Lord Chaitanya gave was, what is the next thing? Then he gave them the basic message of Bhagavad Gita. And the next Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced to the message of Bhagavatam. And the next, which was kept very, very confidential, only between Saru Damodar and Ramananda Raya. So it's by stages. You have to be gradually. If you give something to a person, you should be able to digest it. So we have to, suppose you give an instruction to somebody, you should give him a strength to follow it. Otherwise he will not be able to follow. You are simply disturbing him. He can't follow. Correct? And rather he will get scared and run away from Krishna consciousness. Like the Prabhupada God brothers who tried. They just told, you can follow 4 regulations, you will become a Brahmana. First thing you tell is that the moment you develop little faith in any person, or any person comes and you start develop little, in the beginning, directly you meet somebody, he will not chant. You have to give him some basic understanding. Correct? He chants also, he will stop. Some basic understanding. The moment he gets overall some interest, just like you go to a college, he will not join the college unless he has some basic understanding. Correct? You say surrender, then I'll teach you. But the point is, why will he surrender to your college first? First he wants to know. He will ask, what is the result of this college? How has been the result last few years? Correct? He will ask some basic questions or not? Correct? And then, yes, I also want to be admitted. That you have to do first. But here in the education system, you can extract total surrender from the day one. For us, it is gradual. He will not surrender totally on the day one. So in the beginning, what do you do? Okay, can you do one small thing? We don't tell chant 16 rounds. Can you chant 1 round in the beginning? Yes, I can do that. You understand? And then gradually develops. And as he is gradually developing in the Krishna consciousness, he develops, Prabhupada says, nothing is going to go in vain. He says very nicely, just like small children, they come with the parents, what they do? You're paying obeisance, they also pay obeisance. Correct? Prabhupada says credit. Immediately in their passbook, credit. Sometimes you're very happy, no? When you get credit in the passbook, we get a message, you got 20,000 credit. Oh, very nice, very nice. Credit. So like that, in a spiritual passbook, what is coming? Credit, 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 and it starts accumulating. And Prabhupada says, it is not going to go away in even a simplest of service. Therefore, we should be so happy. We discussed this yesterday, that Sudama, the example of Sudama, that we get so much things from Krishna and we have zero gratitude. If you want to count how many things you should be grateful to Krishna, you cannot make even a list of that. Can you make a list? Trillions of things Krishna is giving us and we are not grateful. Therefore, to become a devotee is not you're becoming some great person. Just become a simple gentleman. True or not? Just become a gentleman. That's all Krishna consciousness is asking. Not that, Krishna consciousness is some very special thing. Just become a gentleman. You are getting cannot even imagine. As many atoms are there, that many way your gratitude you have to Krishna. He has benefited you in unlimited ways and is still benefiting you. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bhavuna vidadati kaman. Alone is maintaining you. Alone Krishna is maintaining every living entity. Now Krishna conscious means just to acknowledge that. And then when you do the smallest of things and you give back the smallest of thing, Krishna takes it so huge. He is giving trillions of things. You don't notice it. Correct? Yeah. Where is God? What He has done for me? Many people say, no, chant. Why I should chant His name? Who is He? After doing everything. And when you, on reciprocation, you say, okay, I can chant one round. That's how I began my spiritual life. The devotees had come to my college. Can you chant one round? Okay, that much I can do. And you do the smallest one thing in return, you see your spiritual life starting. That means He accepts. The smallest thing you do, He accepts. And trillions of things He does, you don't care. And neither we can care. We are not in a capacity. Therefore, Krishna is saying, hey, just by all these things you cannot understand me. Okay, I will take the Vedic literature and with the big pride I will study. Without the service attitude, you study Vedic literature, you cannot understand. Vedeshu dullabha, you cannot understand. Therefore, proper writes even in the Bhagavad Gita. Unless you read this book with the attitude, this Krishna, even theoretically you have to first accept Krishna, Supreme Personality, Godhead, and in a service attitude, please read Gita. Otherwise, one word you will not understand. It's a great mystery. Why the 9th chapter of Gita called confidential chapter? You cannot understand. Who are you? You know, Krishna is a personality. You think you can conquer Krishna? Hey, who are you? You think even I will go to somewhere? Somebody says, hey, please tell me, who are you? I say, I have better work to do. You jump wherever you want. Will you care for that person? Okay. Would you introduce yourself? Somebody says, hello, I like to know who are you. You will also introduce yourself. Say, who are you? So why I should tell him? I don't care. When we don't care, when somebody doesn't approach in a proper attitude, do you think Krishna cares? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is not the way to form a relationship. We are so tiny. So when we go with the proper attitude, if it is not done with proper attitude, you can read Vedas 100 times with all the books, you will not understand. There are enough of them. Practically, we can make a statement that most of the spiritual organizations, most, not all, have not understood what Gita is saying. Why? They didn't read with proper attitude. They are Swamis, they have thousands of followers. They didn't understand one line of Gita. Forget about understanding 700 shlokas. One line could not be understood. Why? You come with a wrong attitude. Therefore, Krishna is saying Bhagavad Gita, I cannot be understood by the study of the Vedas. So we are also studying Vedic literature. Gita is the Vedic literature. But why we don't understand? Why we don't understand? Correct? We don't read with the proper attitude. So this is very important. The first part is that we read Bhagavad Gita with the proper attitude, then we can understand. So just by academic study of the Vedic literature, sometimes people study, I read that Upanishad also, I read that Samhita also. If it is not read with the proper service attitude, you cannot understand the book. You cannot. Similarly, even deities, if you do not approach with service spirit, you will never understand. There are so many jokers who say, what is the use of deities? We were joking, yesterday. What is it? They say God is everywhere. Why you have to go to temple? So if God is everywhere, He is not in temple. What kind of logic is this? What kind of logic is this? The people. So just by, again, you will not be able to understand. If we have properly trained, we understand the deities are non-different from the Lord. It's a person. It is not even a representation. That's also an insult. It's the Lord Himself. That is how we are supposed to treat the deities or not. Correct? And deities reveal Himself. If you go with an attitude, yes, it's very happy. And then, what are the other things? Charity. Oh, in society, I get good name, I get some punya by giving some charity, some poor people. You cannot understand God by that also, because it is still not connected to the Lord. And then, nowadays society, they think that is the greatest thing. Nor by studying the Vedas, nor performing sacrifice, nor charity, similarly activity, this form, only you have seen this. So what was the reason Arjuna could see Krishna? Why was Krishna chose? He could have spoken Bhagavad Gita to so many people. At the time, even Vedevasa was personally there. Correct? So why did Krishna choose Arjuna? He could have spoken to so many people. Because he was a great devotee. And he got the fortune. Because of him, the Gita came out in this world. Correct? That fortune or not? That became a great fortune. So in this way, if you want to become fortunate, there is no criteria Krishna is going to use except your sincerity. Not your position, not your beauty. No. What are you going to impress Krishna with that? Can you impress Krishna with that? Or Krishna, my wealth, see, I am so rich. You go to a billionaire and you show your 5 rupees. See, I got 5 rupees. What you are showing? Your beauty. What is your beauty? You are so ugly in front of him. Then what else? Your knowledge. What knowledge you have? So none of these things, Your parentage. What else? Yeah, your renunciation. All your opulences are nothing in front of him. Nothing. So we cannot attract Krishna's attention by any one of these things. There were there was one class. Generally what happens, spiritualists try to flatter people. And they speak nonsense just to flatter them. They say, you are so great. You are moving sun, planets. You are creating universe. People become very attracted. Oh, very nice. The Swamiji is very nice. Because the whole life they were failure. They wanted to be who doesn't want to be Prime Minister today? Everybody wants. But you have to, and when they are in school and all, they are dreaming. They are daydreaming. I'll also finish and I'll become Prime Minister. But reality slowly starts dawning and we are cut into shape according to our karma. And we are in a particular position. Correct? True or not? We have to accept the realities in life. Nobody wants. You want to have a car. I want to have the most expensive car. You have seen in school and college time. Everybody will have poster in their room of some crore rupee car, and they have to then buy Maruti 800 and bring home. So slowly they see the realities of life, or may not be even car. The reality doesn't allow. So these things go on. The life is actually moving. So to see Krishna, therefore, the person should have a genuine desire. And we should understand very introspectively where we are situated. Daily we should see. Practically it's good to write down where all I have room to improve. You know what happens? When you write, it's a very conscious energy. Just like you write, at least a positive thing. I have to chant my rounds very attentively tomorrow. I have to get up in time tomorrow. You write down. Correct? These things can easily be written. It has a lot of effect. And as you progress in devotion service, you'll sometimes like to see that. The days you took a decision, even your decision, I want to chant attentively. That decision you have written down. Thought will not help. Writing helps more. You understand? Writing is like a consciousness is focused and you are writing. It is much stronger than just thinking. Activity is just very stronger just from thinking. So it helps you to build determination to gradually improve. Okay? And we can also discuss as devotees and develop more enthusiasm. And as it develops, definitely one day we can see Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki.